The phone slipped from my hand, crashing onto the kitchen floor with a sharp crack that echoed through the empty house. Elena's voice message replayed in my mind. Kylie, I can't pretend anymore. I love you, not as a friend. My heart pounded like a drum in a storm, the world tilting as I realized our unbreakable bond had just shattered into something forbidden. I stared at the cracked screen, her words burning into my brain. How had we gotten here? Elena, my straight best friend since college, the one who dated guys and dreamed of white picket fences, now confessing feelings that mirrored my own hidden desires. I'd buried my attraction to her years ago, convinced it was one-sided torture. But now this? It felt like a cruel joke from the universe, pulling the rug out from under our perfect friendship. Pacing the room, I replayed our history in flashes. We met freshman year at UCLA, bonding over late-night study sessions and shared secrets. She was the outgoing one, dragging me to parties, while I was the quiet observer, content in her shadow. Over time, our lives intertwined, graduation, first jobs in Los Angeles, even moving into apartments across the hall from each other. Everyone saw us as inseparable sisters, but deep down, I knew my feelings were more. I'd dated other women quietly, never letting it touch our dynamic, afraid of losing her. Why now? Her message came after a weekend getaway to Santa Monica Beach, where we'd laughed under the sun, her hand lingering on mine a second too long as we watched the waves. I dismissed it as nothing, but clearly, it had sparked something in her. Or had it been brewing longer? The thought twisted my gut. If I responded, everything changed. If I ignored it, could we go back? I sank onto the couch, my mind racing with what-ifs. My family back in Texas was conservative, the kind who attended church every Sunday and whispered about those people in the news. Coming out to them 5 years ago had been a battlefield. They tolerated it but never accepted. Introducing Elena as more than a friend? It would be war. And her family, wealthy, image-obsessed Orange County folks, would disown her faster than you could say scandal. The doorbell rang, jolting me. Through the peephole, Elena stood there, her blonde bob slightly disheveled, eyes wide with urgency. My pulse thundered. Opening the door meant facing the storm. Keeping it shut meant cowardice. I turned the knob, and she rushed in, her arms wrapping around me before I could speak. Kylie, please say something, she whispered, her voice trembling. I know this is insane. I've fought it for months, but after the beach, I can't hide anymore. I pulled back, searching her face. Elena, you're straight. You've always been. What about Mark? You were talking marriage last year. She shook her head, tears welling. That was a lie I told myself. Mark was safe, expected. But with you it's real. Terrifying, but real. Her words hit like a wave, drowning my doubts in a rush of hope and fear. We sat on the floor, backs against the wall, as she poured out her soul. Nights questioning her identity, stolen glances at me during movie marathons, the jealousy when I dated others. It mirrored my own torment but reversed, her from denial, me from resignation. As she spoke, my inner voice screamed warnings. This could destroy us. Society's gaze on two women together was still sharp in many circles, especially ours. Friends would question, jobs might judge, families would erupt. But in that moment, her hand in mine felt like destiny. We talked until dawn, dissecting every emotion. By morning, we decided to try slowly, secretly. It was a pact sealed with a tentative hug, but the weight of it pressed on my chest. What price would we pay for this truth? Days blurred into a haze of stolen moments. Coffee runs turned intimate, walks in the park laced with unspoken longing. But cracks appeared fast. Elena's phone buzzed constantly, her mother checking in, probing about her single life. Each lie she told gnawed at her, her smiles fading into worry lines. One evening, over takeout in my apartment, she broke. What if they find out? My dad. He'd cut me off. Everything I've built depends on their approval. I nodded, my own fears echoing. Mine too. But isn't this worth fighting for? She met my eyes, resolve flickering. Yes. But it hurts already. That night as she left, I lay awake, mind churning. Was love enough against the world's weight? Or were we fools rushing into ruin? The first confrontation came unexpectedly. My sister called, her voice laced with suspicion. Kylie, who's this girl you're always with? Mom's asking questions. I deflected, but the seed was planted. Paranoia set in. Every glance from a coworker, every family text felt probing. Elena faced worse. Her ex, Mark, showed up unannounced, sensing something off. "Why are you avoiding everyone?" he demanded at her door, me hiding in the bedroom. "It's over, Mark. Move on," she said firmly. But he pushed. "Is it Kylie? People talk, you know." Her silence spoke volumes. After he left, she collapsed, sobbing. This is just the beginning. She was right. The tension built like a storm cloud, our secret fraying at the edges. Yet, in quiet moments, our connection deepened, a fragile light in the darkness. Weeks later, we attended a mutual friend's wedding, pretending normalcy. But under the table, our fingers intertwined, a silent rebellion. As vows were exchanged, I wondered if we'd ever have that, or if society would deny us. Driving home, Elena turned to me. "I want this forever." "But how?" I had no answer, only hope mixed with dread. The path ahead was mined with choices, each potentially explosive. The explosion came sooner than expected. It started with a simple dinner invitation from Elena's parents. They'd insisted on meeting her best friend properly, unaware of the undercurrents. We dressed conservatively, me in a blouse and slacks, her in a modest dress, but nerves crackled like electricity. At their sprawling home in Newport Beach, the air was thick with expectation. Her father, a stern businessman, grilled me about my job in marketing, his eyes narrowing as if sensing something amiss. Her mother fussed over Elena, hinting at eligible bachelors. "So, Kylie, any special someone in your life?" her mom asked innocently. I forced a smile. "Not right now." Elena changed the subject, but the evening dragged, each polite exchange a minefield. As we left, her dad pulled her aside. "That girl's different. Be careful who you associate with." In the car, Elena gripped the wheel, knuckles white. "He knows. Somehow he knows." "No," I reassured, but doubt crept in. "We're just friends to them." But the seed of suspicion grew. Days later, Elena's phone rang, her brother, warning her about rumors from Mark. "He's saying you're involved with Kylie." Dad's furious. She hung up, face pale. "We have to tell them before it blows up." My stomach dropped. "Are you sure? Mine aren't ready either." But she insisted, her inner turmoil spilling out. "I can't live this lie. It's eating me alive." We planned it carefully, a family meeting at her place. But nothing prepared us for the fallout. Her parents arrived first, confusion turning to shock as Elena spoke. "Mom, Dad, Kylie and I are together. I love her." Silence, then eruption. Her father stood, face red. "This is a phase. You've always been normal." "Normal." Elena shot back, voice breaking. "This is me." Her mother cried. "What will people say? Our church, our friends." They stormed out, vowing to fix her. Elena crumpled, sobs racking her body. I held her, but guilt gnawed at me. Was I the cause of this pain? That night, alone in my bed, thoughts swirled. I'd known love like this came with costs, but seeing her shattered family hit hard. My own coming out had been cold shoulders and awkward silences. This was outright rejection. The next day my phone buzzed, my mom. "Kylie, what's this about you and Elena? Her ex called your sister." Panic surged. "It's true, Mom. We're dating." A long pause. "I thought you were done with this lifestyle. And dragging a straight girl into it? Shameful." Her words stung like slaps. "It's not a choice, Mom. And she's not straight, she's figuring it out. Figure it out elsewhere. Don't bring disgrace to us." She hung up, leaving me reeling. Families torn, friendships strained. Was this the price of authenticity? Elena and I clung together, but cracks widened. She missed work, depressed, while I buried myself in tasks to avoid thinking. Society's whispers amplified. Coworkers side-eyed us at a company event, whispers of those two. One afternoon, walking in downtown, a stranger sneered, "Faggots," under his breath. Elena flinched, pulling away. "Is this worth it?" she whispered later. "Yes," I said, but uncertainty flickered. Her doubt mirrored mine. Were we strong enough? Then came the betrayal. Elena's father offered an ultimatum. End it, or lose her inheritance and job connections. She confided in me, torn. I built my career on his network. she admitted. Without it, I'm nothing. You're everything, I countered. But her eyes held conflict. Days passed in tense silence. I sensed her pulling back, canceling plans. My mind raced. Was she regretting us? The confrontation hit at a coffee shop. I need space, she said, avoiding my gaze. This is too much. Space? Or an out? Hurt laced my words. She teared up. I love you, but the pressure. I don't know if I can handle it. I left heart fracturing. Alone I questioned everything. Had I pushed her? Was love selfish? Weeks dragged. We texted sporadically, each message a lifeline and a wound. I threw myself into therapy, unpacking layers of internalized shame. Society's mold straight married kids. Felt like chains we tried to break only to bleed. Friends divided. Some supported, others distanced, fearing association. One, our college buddy Sarah, confronted me. You knew she was straight. Why pursue? I didn't pursue, she confessed. I defended. But doubt lingered. Elena's absence hollowed me. Nights I'd replay her laugh, her touch, wondering if we'd reunite or drift apart forever. Then a turning point, her text. Meet me at the beach. Hope surged, mixed with fear. As I drove to Santa Monica, mind whirling, I pondered the choices ahead. Would we fight or fold? The sand was cool underfoot as I spotted her, waves crashing like our emotions. She looked weary but determined. I've thought a lot, she said. I can't lose you, but I need to stand up to them. Relief washed over me. We embraced, vowing to face the storm together. But deep down I knew more trials loomed. Rebuilding wasn't easy. Elena cut ties with her family temporarily, moving in with me amid tearful goodbyes to her old life. Her father's threats materialized, job leads dried up, forcing her to start over as a freelance designer. The financial strain hit hard. Bills piled, arguments flared over money. Why didn't I think this through? She muttered one night, staring at unpaid invoices. Because love blinds us, I replied, but resentment simmered. I'd sacrificed too. Family calls ceased, isolation grew. Society's judgment amplified. At a pride event we held hands but stares followed. A former friend posted online. Sad to see Elena confused. Comments poured in, dissecting our lives like a spectacle. Elena scrolled, face ashen. They think I'm faking it for attention. Block them, I urged. But the words burrowed, fueling her doubts. Internal conflicts raged. She missed her straight-passing privilege, admitting over wine. I never had to hide before. Now, every look feels accusatory. I nodded, sharing my own scars. I've lived this for years. It toughens you, but never fully. Our relationship deepened amid the chaos. Conversations peeling layers of vulnerability. Yet, mended wounds reopen with triggers. A family holiday invite excluding us. A coworker's offhand homophobic joke. The biggest test came from within. Elena attended a support group for late-blooming lesbians. Returning empowered but conflicted. They say it's common, but my family calls it a choice. Is it? I asked gently. No, she affirmed. But the pain makes me question. One evening her mother showed up unannounced, pleading. Come home, sweetie. We can get you help. Elena stood firm. This is who I am. Accept it or leave. The door slammed, echoing her resolve. But later she broke down. I miss them so much. Holding her, I whispered comforts, but my own losses echoed. My father's silence hurt most. He'd always been my rock, now a ghost. As months passed, we navigated therapy together, unpacking baggage. Progress was slow, victories small. A new client for Elena. A tentative email from my sister. But betrayal lurked. Mark, still bitter, leaked private texts to mutual friends, twisting our story into scandal. Elena cheated with her roommate. The rumors flew. Confrontations ensued. At a party, Sarah cornered Elena. Did you use Kylie to experiment? No. Elena defended, but the accusation stung. Driving home, she vented. Why can't they see it's real? Because it threatens their norms, I said. But exhaustion weighed. In quiet moments, we dream of escape, moving to a progressive city like San Francisco. But roots held us in LA, jobs and sparse support networks. A moral dilemma arose when Elena's father fell ill. Her mother called, begging reconciliation. He wants to see you without her. Elena agonized. If I go alone, it's denying us. If not, I'm heartless. Go, I encouraged, hiding hurt. Family matters. She went, returning conflicted. He apologized, sort of. Said he loves me but doesn't understand. Hope flickered, but conditions attached. End the relationship, and we'll help financially. The offer tempted her visibly. We could use the money, she admitted. Anger flared. At what cost? Our love. Tears flowed. I don't know. I'm so tired of fighting. That night we slept apart, the chasm widening. My mind raced. Was this the end? Had society's pressure won? Days of tension followed. I buried fears in work, but paranoia grew. Every late night, every secretive call sparked suspicion. The climax hit during a heated argument. If you take the money, you're choosing them over us. I yelled. It's survival, she countered. You don't get it, you've always been out. The words cut deep, exposing divides. We stormed off, silence deafening. Alone I reflected on choices. Coming out had cost me comfort. Loving her amplified it. Was it worth the endless battle? Reconciliation came slowly. Elena returned, apologetic. I won't take it. You're my family now. We embraced, but fragility lingered. The world hadn't changed, our resolve had to. As we rebuilt, small acts of defiance emerged. Posting a photo together online, facing backlash head-on. Comments ranged from support to hate, testing our skin. One particularly vicious troll messaged, "You'll burn in hell." Elena deleted it but trembled. When does it end? It doesn't, I said. But we endure. Our bond strengthened through fire, but scars remained. Friends who stayed became lifelines. Others faded, lessons in loyalty. Looking ahead, uncertainty loomed. Would families soften? Society evolve? Or would we break under the weight? The turning point arrived disguised as opportunity. Elena landed a big freelance gig, easing financial woes. We celebrated with a quiet dinner, toasting resilience. But shadows persisted. Her father's health declined, pulling her back into family drama. I have to visit, she said. But this time with you. My heart swelled. Are you sure? Yes. No more hiding. The drive to Newport was tense, scenarios playing in my mind. What if rejection escalated? But Elena's grip on my hand steadied me. At the hospital, her mother greeted us coolly. Inside, her father looked frail, eyes widening at me. You brought her. Her name is Kylie, Dad. And she's my partner. Silence stretched. He sighed. I don't approve. But I miss my daughter. It wasn't acceptance but a crack in the wall. Elena stayed, talking softly while I waited outside, pondering progress. Small steps but meaningful. Back home my family mirrored the thaw. My sister invited us to Thanksgiving, stipulating no PDA. We accepted, navigating awkward conversations. So this is serious? My mom asked stiffly. Yes, I replied. And we're happy. She nodded, not warmly but without venom. It felt like breathing after suffocation. Yet society pushed back. At work, Elena faced discrimination. A client withdrew after learning about us. Personal values clash, the email read. Fury boiled. This is illegal, I said. But proving it? She shrugged, defeated. We filed a complaint, but the process drained us, highlighting systemic biases. Friends rallied but isolation crept in. Internal struggles peaked. Elena questioned her identity again. What if I'm bi? Or was it just you? The words unsettled me. Does it matter? We're here now. But if I regret? Her voice trailed. Fear gripped me. Was our foundation sand? Therapy helped unpack. Labels evolve, the counselor said. Focus on the relationship. We did, rebuilding intimacy through honesty. But doubts lingered like ghosts. A major confrontation arose at a family reunion. Relatives whispered, one uncle confronting. This isn't natural. Think of the kids. There are no kids here, I snapped. And love is love. Elena backed me, but the evening soured. Driving home she vented. Your family sucks too. Mine at least tries, I retorted, regretting instantly. The fight escalated, old wounds reopening. You act like your pain is worse, she yelled. Because I came out alone, I countered. We slept angry, but morning brought apologies. We're in this together, she said. Unity forged, but at what cost? Emotional exhaustion mounted. Then, a betrayal from an unexpected source. Sarah, our friend, outed us to Elena's extended family via social media, framing it as concern. Chaos ensued, calls, messages condemning us. Elena's cousin texted, "You're disgusting." Devastated, Elena blocked everyone. Why? What did we do? Exist, I said bitterly. The incident isolated us further, trust eroding. We leaned on each other, but paranoia grew. Who else would turn? In quiet reflection, I weighed decisions. Had pursuing this been right? Or a selfish pull into my world? Elena echoed, I chose this. But the toll. We considered therapy breaks, even separation. But love anchored us. An awakening came during a protest for LGBTQ rights in LA. Surrounded by allies, we felt community strength. This is bigger than us, Elena said. We're fighting for change. Inspired, we volunteered, channeling pain into purpose. It healed somewhat, connecting us to stories mirroring ours. But home life strained. Financial stability returned, but emotional scars deepened. Arguments over trivialities masked deeper fears. One night, Elena confessed, "Sometimes I wonder if I'd be happier straight." The admission gutted me. Then go. "No," she cried. "I love you. But the world makes it hard." We held on, navigating the maze of doubt and devotion. As time passed, small victories accumulated. A client's apology, a family's hesitant olive branch. Yet the journey felt endless. Would full acceptance come? Or perpetual struggle? The final reckoning unfolded over months. A slow burn to epiphany. Elena's father recovered, inviting dialogue. We met neutrally at a cafe. Tensions high, but words flowed. "I don't understand," he admitted. "But I see you're happy." "It's not about understanding," Elena said. "It's about accepting." He nodded reluctantly. "I'll try." My family followed suit, Thanksgiving becoming a tentative bridge. Awkward hugs, forced smiles, but presence mattered. Society shifted subtly, laws evolved, visibility increased. But personal battles raged. At a work function, a boss commented positively on our relationship, a rare win. Yet backlash persisted. Online trolls targeted us after a shared post, spewing hate. We reported, but damage done, sleepless nights, anxiety spikes. Through it, our bond tested limits. Elena's doubts resurfaced during stress. What if we end up resenting each other? Then we fight harder, I vowed. A pivotal choice arose: marriage. We discussed rings, vows, but fears loomed, family reactions, legal ties amid uncertainty. Let's do it, Elena decided. Defy them all. Planning was bittersweet, invite selective. Her parents declined, mine attended warily. The ceremony, small on Malibu Beach, was ours, vows raw, promising endurance. But post-honeymoon reality bit. Elena's career stalled again, discrimination veiled as fit issues. Frustrated, she considered relocating. New York more accepting. I hesitated. Our lives are here. The debate strained us, highlighting sacrifices. Who gives more? Compromise. We moved to San Francisco, fresh start. Jobs secured, community embraced us. Yet old wounds followed. A call from her mother. Congratulations. But it's hard. Elena hung up, mixed emotions. Progress. Yes, I said. But completeness eluded. Years blurred, challenges morphing. Adopting a pet, then considering kids, debating ethics in a judgmental world. Will they suffer because of us? Elena worried. We'll protect them, I assured. But moral quandaries persisted. Hide our story or share to inspire? We chose advocacy, speaking at events, stories resonating. Backlash came, but support outweighed. In reflection, the journey's cost tallied. Lost relationships, emotional scars, but gains profound. Authenticity, love unmasked. Elena turned to me one evening, eyes soft. Worth every tear? Absolutely, I replied. Yet questions lingered. Had we chosen right? Or invited unnecessary pain? As we built our life, society's gaze softened but never vanished. We thrived, but at a price. In the end, awakening came full circle. We visited the beach where it began, hands linked, waves whispering secrets. Looking back, the shocks, betrayals, choices defined us. But one query haunts. Was denying our love the greater sin? Or embracing it despite the wreckage? Is it morally right to pursue a love that upends lives? Or should societal harmony prevail?